Just for the couple, you don't say a word. You shut up over there, right? I didn't say a fucking word. This fucking female cop, I thought she was going to simonize her hood. I thought they were going to start French kissing. Oh yeah, we're you know, I own a place in Pompano. My boyfriend owns a place in this business, and we're just over at yours. We just had a hamburger and stuff. You know, we've had a long week and you know and everything, and we got a holiday shopping and you know, all it was like you know, started talking like they were girlfriends and shit. And I thought the cop was going to simonize her hood. I swear to God, it's like it went from. Am I going to jail to, you know, is she going to wash the car or not? It was like, oh, I mean, it was one of the most amazing things I ever heard in my life. But, you know, she acted like, you know, we're citizens, you know, we're very important citizens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
you were, we're the queen and you're the pauper. You know what I mean? She had this, you know, yeah, but she pulled it off, man. Fucking cop, man, Jesus Christ. And they exchanged phone numbers. You know what I mean? Some people's got it. When you pull over, you think about it. When you get pulled over by the cops, if you got any kind of alcohol or drugs involved,
yeah.
You better be one hell of a good actor. You're going to jail. Figures out you on something. You know, you're going to jail. You know, so you better be good if you're going to be bad, so to speak. Yeah, because I've seen it enough. You know, if you think about it, a cop, this is impressions, everything. Pulls up. You know what I mean? Some people pull up and. You know, the non-drinkers and stuff would never even think nothing about alcohol. And some of the young people or late at night or whatever, he's gonna say, hey, anybody been to the martini hour here? What's going on? You know. By the way, it's a pretty heavy son of a bitch. You feel it on the back. See, little regular cars, I never feel I have a car.
Oh yeah.
That one there you feel. But, yeah, so I don't drink and drive, you know. You got to fucking, you know, what it is now, too, it's such an enormous amount of money. It's a revenue, you know, generating thing with the state. You know, all the fines and shit, the court costs and everything. You know, that's you know, that's a lot of money that goes towards the state of Florida when you get a DUI.
It's 10 grand.
You know, yeah.
It'll cost you,
turn, you know, it's the big bunch of fucking money. You know, all the paperwork, you know, that you have to have.
And the time it takes.
Oh, yeah, it's a real fucking pain in the balls. So, anyway, I learned that lesson. So when I drink, I ain't fucking driving. If I'm with my girlfriends and I drink, it'll be just a little bit. And then before I leave, I'll be sober for a while. That way I'm legally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I had any alcohol in me then, and then I got, you know, 2 beers in me and I had them 3 hours ago. You know what I mean? You can test me all you want, you know. It's not gonna come up. I might come up like 0.02 or something, you know what I mean? So you gotta watch it, man. Motherfuckers are crazy. Money, you know, it's all about fucking money. You know that, right, Mike?
Yeah, and now for the holidays, it gets
it's
crazy where they just want to. They're stuck working, so they're like, okay, let's just start stopping people.
You know, the old days, you know somebody, or you know, they'll drive you home, or they'll tell you, hey, park your car, and jump in a cab. You know, they'll tell you to get in the police cruiser, and they'll fucking ride you home. They'll park your car. The old days, you know, just to protect the citizens, you know, where you don't hurt anybody and shit. But fuck now, you drunk, you're going to jail, dude. You know. Yeah, I mean, you can't know all of them. I knew a lot of cops back then.
Yeah.
But the cop that arrested me was the mother. Remember years ago they had that Lionel Tate thing where the little kid wrestling where he killed the little girl. Remember? Did the wrestling moves on? Or what do you remember?
Oh yeah.
The Florida trooper, the Florida State trooper, is the mother, and she was dumb as a fucking box of rocks. She did so much shit wrong with my arrest. My attorney just chewed her apart, just like I mean, just. You know what I mean? It was like carnage. You know what I mean? All the shit she did wrong. He got that shit thrown out like a pin dispenser machine. He got the refusal thrown out too. And see, people got to realize when you get a DUI, your issue when they say if you refuse, you lose your license for a year. In actuality, you lose it for 3 months hard time, and then they give you a hardship license for the next 9 months. The refusal is a separate issue whether you're drunk or not. It has nothing to do whether you're drunk or not. If you refuse and they substantiate the refusal, then they'll go ahead and give you a year, but it's only actual 3 months because they'll give you you know, like a work license, you know. You go to the doctor, you go to the grocery store, you go to work, kind of shit, you know, for 9 months. So they lie to you on the side of the road. It's a separate issue. But like my case, I busted the windshield out with my head. And the judge, like, he spit that right out. No, we ain't holding him responsible for any decision-making process. He busted the windshield out in the accident. He started throwing that out. That's what he said. So he threw that out too.
You should have turned here, but
what am I doing?
University. But you can go down to Pine Island or make a U-turn here, whichever one.
right, which is it pretty close to Pine Island?
You're gonna have to make a U-turn on Pine Island also. So
yeah, I'm bullshitting and not thinking about my job, actually.
Well, my understanding with the whole refusal thing was when you refuse, they would suspend it for a year. But if you get a DUI, they're gonna suspend it anyways.
No. I can explain how.
But
I'll explain how it all works. A lot of people are confused. Number one, you have to understand the DUI is a criminal infraction. Okay, it's a criminal offense. Okay, it's a third-degree felony. You have to. That is with the state of Florida. But the burden of proof is on the state to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. They have to prove their case. The burden of proof is on the state. So what they do is, when you refuse, okay, see, if you go ahead and adhere to a sobriety test and you blow, you just convicted yourself.
Yeah.
If it's 0.08 or above, you just convicted yourself. So an attorney, once it doesn't trust the results, and you don't have an attorney will always tell you to refuse the test because you just convicted yourself. You did. When you refuse the test, then they're going to give you the refusal with the state, which is going to only be 3 months, if in fact hard time if they substantiate the refusal. Okay, and there's issues with that too that an attorney can pick apart. There's a separate hearing with the DOT with that. But whether you're drunk or not, any attorney doesn't want you to adhere to a sobriety test because of the fact that the burden of proof's on them. You don't want to convict yourself, giving them proof to convict you right on the street side. They want you to refuse that based on the fact you don't have an attorney present, you don't trust the results. They don't. There's nothing. You always refuse. You never give a fucking test to a cop.
Well, now what they were doing.
Never, ever.
I think probably like a little less than a year ago, they were trying to do where if you refuse, they'll still consider it a DUI or something.
No. They charge. No, how it works is how that works is they charge you with the DUI, but does the state attorney have a viable case looking at the paperwork?
Yeah.
Now, what they do, how that works is the only evidence then is how's your tape look. If your tape looks good, they got no evidence. See, there's the bailout. But now, if you're slobbering on your fucking chin, hanging off the edge of the cop car, can't even fucking stand up because you've been drinking whiskey all night, okay, you just convict yourself with the tape. You know, but if your tape looks good and you refuse, you know what they have? Nothing. And you know what they do then? They reduce it to reckless driving as a minimum. That's what they did with me because they had no DUI on me because my tape looked good. I refused and my tape looked good. Because I was just 2 hours later, I'm in the bat room. I never will forget it. I had one of those real fucking bull dank bitches, you know, BSO, real cunt, and she was fucking pissed. But I have a kind of a deep voice, you know, kind of a boom my voice and everything. I'm like, oh, got no attorney present. I ain't doing that. I mean, I was like real firm, you know what I mean, about it and stuff. And the bull dank didn't like that. And I was like, because she knew if I blew, I just convicted myself, and I wasn't about to do it. I said I would never do that without legal advice. I said, my attorney's not present. I said, that's a refusal. I said, you know, you'd have to speak to my attorney before I would ever do that. Something like